All right, so I've chopped and peeled and shucked everything. So now the all we do is assemble everything. So these are the oysters. If you've never had oysters, that's what they look like, and that liquid that's in there is what they call the liquor. Basically the salt brine that they live in, and it's fairly tasty. So. Two things I forgot to mention earlier were I put some garlic in with the shallot, and we're also going to need a little bit of oil. So from here, we just dump everything in. So here's the onion and the garlic, and then we have cilantro. It's about, I don't know, a tablespoon or so, all cut up, and then the jalapeno. Make sure you wash your hands after you cut the jalapenos and don't put your fingers in your eye or anything. Here's the tomato. Now, I realize that some people might not be aware that the skin of a tomato, just like the skin of a pepper or an eggplant, is actually inedible. It doesn't, for most people, it doesn't do any harm, but just passes through you. Um, but when in a dish like this, one, we don't want the texture, and two, is that we just want it to have a very clean and fully penetrated by the acid. Also, I deseeded the tomato because that gelatinous water-like texture. I didn't want. I didn't want it to water down the rest of the ingredients. Okay, and then I ended up using 3 limes instead of 2 because the first 2 weren't particularly juicy. I may even end up adding another one. And then a few tablespoons of oil. And then mix. When everything's thoroughly mixed, and then we're just going to cover this and throw it in the fridge for a couple hours. The lime juice will denature the oysters, and so they'll turn white. A lot of people call that cooking. It's not actually cooking, but it does similar kinds of things. It breaks down the protein bonds in the flesh. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And a lot of people like oysters because, well, they taste good, but also they're extremely good for you. They are very high in magnesium, and I think that's actually the origin of their supposed aphrodisiac effects, because magnesium is a muscle relaxant. So one of the things you need to get I guess in the mood is you need certain cells around your urethra to relax, and that's actually what Viagra does. So if you are magnesium deficient and then you have oysters, then you might notice that kind of effect. So there is some truth to the oysters as aphrodisiac, I guess, legend. But this is it. Throw it in the fridge, pull it out in an hour or 2, and enjoy. And we'll come back just to see what it looks like at the end.